We're joined now by former Alabama running back, current NFL prospect, soon to be NFL running back, Josh Jacobs, here on behalf of X-Tech shoulder pads. So Josh, are we going to be seeing you wearing some X-Tech state-of-the-art pads at the next level in the NFL?
I mean, that's definitely the pads that I'm aware. I talked to a lot of former players, and they kind of like told me like it's the way to go and stuff like that. So, I mean, just everything that goes into them pads, where it's like the XRD technology or like the military grade foaming that they have is just huge for me. And they're light, like they're crazy light. So they're definitely going to be the pads I'm wearing.
You feel a big difference between them?
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
They don't like flap when you run. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big difference.
Well, and for a guy like you, that's definitely important.
Yeah, that's huge.
So I know you're going to be in Nashville for the draft, and the conversation heading into the draft is there going to be a running back taken in the first round?
Yeah.
You're going to Nashville. You feel confident that you're going in the first round, or are you willing to take that risk and still be there?
Honestly, I'm going for their experience, regardless of how it turns out. If I get picked up day one or day two, I mean, it's still a blessing, especially being from where I'm from. So, I mean, I'm just going to go for the experience.
So our Kaylin Kaler, who works for the MMQB, she wrote an article about you and possibly where you might end up. Some of the landing spots were Philadelphia, Oakland Raiders, the Colts. I know you visited a couple of those. Have you visited Oakland?
No, that's the only team I haven't visited.
Okay. Do you have a feel for any of them, who you especially connect to, who's especially connecting to you?
All the ones that I visited was great places.
Really?
Literally, like, I had so much fun at both. I mean, even like the last, the Colts, I like played basketball in their facility and stuff like that. I mean, so it was just fun. All of them reach out to me all the time and stuff like that, so it's been fun.
I know you're supposed to say that you're excited to go anywhere, but is there any, like, deep down, like, man, I always dreamed of ending up here?
Honestly, I've never actually dreamed that I would be in this position.
Really?
Yeah, so just to be in this position is kind of surreal to me. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a perfect transition. You were a 3-star recruit coming out of high school, and one of the biggest questions I had for you is, what made you want to go to Alabama when you were relatively overlooked in high school for the most part? Alabama offered you, but you have this huge depth chart of 5-star running backs ahead of you.
Yeah.
What made you want to go there? Why did you want to bet on yourself?
Well, I didn't have any stars until the Alabama offer.
Wow.
So I was like, got the stars or whatever. I was like, all right, I'm always been the underdog. So it's like, it was just about proving a point that I could play on the biggest stage with the best. You know what I'm saying? So it was just about proving a point to myself that I belong.
Why do you think people have overlooked you?
I have no idea, honestly. I mean, maybe.
Did you take it personal?
Not really, because of how it played out. I mean, everything plays out for a reason. And it's going to play out and it's going to be how it's supposed to be. So I don't really stress it too much. But I really don't know. I guess it was my high school, or maybe, I don't know.
Do you feel undervalued at all?
I don't feel undervalued,
No.
especially not with myself. I know my value, so yeah.
I also want to ask you about the Alabama quarterback situation, something we've really not seen ever that I can think of in college football history, with the dynamic between Tua and Jalen and just the way Jalen handled that whole thing. Yeah. What was your perspective of all of that going down behind the scenes? What did you see, especially from Jalen, as he, lost that starting job but still stayed there? How did you see all that unfolding?
Well, Jalen actually was the person that toured me when I made my visit to Alabama, because, he came in early. So me and him always was like close. So like when he got his job taken, or it was like up for debate, me and him was having like a lot of talks, and he was just telling me like what he should do, what I think he should do, and things like that. And I think it shows a testament to his character and what type of person he is, that he stuck around, graduated, still was being vocal and being a leader on the team, and then, you know what I'm saying, now he's off to Oklahoma, and I wish him the best.
Did you have any advice for him during that process of him making his decision?
Yeah, I was just telling him, stay humble, don't stay out the media, because I know that was huge, and you know what I'm saying, like, he knows his worth. He took that whole year, and that was probably the best thing for him, honestly, because he developed his game so much in that year. So he's going to do great.
What did Nick Saban say now that you've left Alabama, now that he's left Alabama?
It's funny because people don't know, Saban really funny. Like, he makes a lot of jokes all the time. So now that I see him, he just be like, how am I doing and stuff like that. And, I talk to Miss Terry and stuff like that when I'm back, so it'd be cool.
I know a lot has been written about your life growing up, how you never really had a stable roof over your head, you and your siblings in and out of hotels, couches, sleeping in the car a lot of times. How did that impact what you brought to the football field, every practice, everything you did? How did that journey impact what you were bringing?
I would say it's the reason why I even started playing football in the first place, because it was an outlet. It was a place where I can not only be myself, but like express my emotions in a way where I wouldn't get in trouble. So that was probably the biggest thing. And I mean, it just showed me, taught me hard work, dedication, and things of that nature. So yeah, it was definitely huge.
I've read that you said opening up about that story now is therapeutic for you. Why is that?
It's therapeutic because for a long time we didn't talk about it. I mean, we might have talked about it like amongst the family, but not really. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like I didn't realize how bad it was at the time. And then like I kind of seen different things. Like I went to college and seen other people's lives and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's crazy. So, I mean, that was probably the biggest thing for me, just like going through all of that and like being able to talk about it, being able to help other people that's in the same similar position as me. So yeah, that's the only reason why I decided to talk about it.
Well, when you're in it, it's your version of normal.
Exactly.
So you don't necessarily see that actually isn't normal.
Exactly. I normalized a lot of that. Like growing up, I'm hearing helicopters and stuff, like you normalize a lot of things. So when you actually like get taken out of that, you like, dang, it was rough. So yeah.
I also read that your dad encouraged you to write poetry to share your feelings. Do you still write poetry?
I don't write it as much because I don't have as much time. But I still do a little something. Yeah.
Okay. I know you also have a son who was born when you were in high school. How motivated are you to give him a different life than the one that you experienced growing up? I know you said it was your version of normal, but now you have an opportunity to give him a totally different life than you had.
Exactly. He was actually born on the day I signed, the same day, so it was like a crazy experience. But it's definitely very important to me for him to not see that. I do want him to like understand that side, understand like people in them situations, stuff like that. But I will never want him to go through it. So, I mean, it was definitely huge for me.
I imagine it's very motivating.
Oh, yeah.
So when I think about your story, you have overcome so much. Besides the situation growing up, not having that stability, having a son hours after you sign, even at Alabama, having multiple injuries and the depth chart there and considering transferring, I know you kind of thought about some of those things. What do you think is the accomplishment that you're most proud of overcoming? There's so much there for you.
Yeah, that is tough.
Or is it none of is it something else that I don't know about?
I would probably say the stuff growing up was easier at the time because I normalized it. So I kind of like, I didn't know it was like, I didn't know it wasn't normal, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And it was just what we was going through. So I felt like I was okay with it. But probably therapy, I had my first surgery last year on my ankle, and that was like probably the hardest thing I've ever been through.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. What about that made it so difficult?
Because it's not only could I not walk on it, like I increased my like time of like coming back like 2 months or something like that. But it was just like, it's not the same. It's stiff. Like you got to work on it every day, like every day. So it was just about being consistent with therapy and pushing myself without overly pushing myself. So yeah.
Where is Josh Jacobs a year from now?
I would say Josh Jacobs is in a great state of mind, focusing on football, trying to raise a family, and that's probably just the gist of everything.
Well, certainly a very inspiring story that is only just beginning, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thank you so much for joining us, for sharing a little bit more with us. Again, Josh Jacobs here on behalf of X-Tech Shoulder Pads. Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you.